Hello all followers and lovers of Creative Events International. This video I'm making is a very short one and it's meant to show you how to create this design of turban. Okay, so if you are a beginner, please sit tight. I'm only going to be explaining the design. I have made the cap already. Okay, I'm not going to bother you with that, taking you through the journey of how to make the cap. The cap is already prepared, so all I need to do is to show you what I did to achieve that ruffles look, all right, using the same material. So what I did is for me to cut a fabric of like 12 inches, that is the wideness. Okay, then I have a very long length. Okay, the length I have should be up to like 120 inches. It's long, very long. Should be up to like 120 inches because I cut this into two places, joined it together. Okay, then I closed it. So in doing that, where you join it is going to be your back. So if your fabric is having right side, when you want to join, make sure that right side is facing right side, then you join. Then when you flip it over, you turn out the wrong side and close. This video is for beginners. In fact, most of my videos recently are really focused on beginners. So my videos are beginners friendly. If you are a beginner, please encourage other beginners you know to join and share this video too. Okay, we just want to affect the world in our own way. Okay, so somebody should be able to say, oh, I watch Creative Ends videos and I started making my turbans. I started my turban business, sewing for myself. I think that will give me a great joy. So if you have achieved that watching my video and you share that on the comment section, I don't really think I will mind. Okay, so we close it. You can see that while I'm closing is long. Okay, so when you close, what you should be having should be nothing less than 5 inches. It should be nothing less than 5 inches. Okay, normally when you cut 12 and you close, we're expecting you to get like 6 inches, but because of the part you use in sewing out, it will not be up to 6 inches again. But no matter what, just make sure that what you have is not less than 5 inches. If you have 4 inches, it's not bad, but it's not going to be big. Okay, so when you don't want it to be big, you can also consider doing that 4 inches, so you can cut like 9 instead of 12 inches wide, and then when you close you will get 4. So after turning it out, we use the 6 inches crinoline. So it is only the 6 inches crinoline I use for this design, and here is the reason. One, it is light. Okay, if you go and fix your chest holding or breast tube into this to do it, it's going to almost give you the same effect, but it's not going to give you the same effect. Then another thing you will have is that it's going to be heavy, it's going to be weighty. Okay, but when you use crinoline, it's going to be very light. So if you ask me what is best to use, is crinoline. There's one net they use for children's gown. Okay, I don't know if they call it mesh. That's something, I don't really know the name of that thing, but it's almost like crinoline. It's strong like that. They put it on that gown for children. You can also use that material, that net, if you get it to buy. But if you do not get it, please just work with crinoline. Crinoline is perfect, very very perfect for it. So we close the end. Okay, you close both ends neatly, that is, finish it up neatly, fold the part you need to fold in and all of that, push in your crinoline a bit, so that you'll be able to control the smoothness, because if you don't push it in a bit to achieve some level of smoothness, when you are working also, that smoothness will not be there, and you don't want that. Okay, so push it to achieve some level of smooth look. Okay, good finishing. then close your two ends. Okay, it's a very easy process. If you like, you can take to your weaving machine and just weave both edges. It will give you the same result. But what I did was to fold it in. That is, I aim the fabric inward. Okay, so with that one, I do not need to go and start using my interlock or my weaving machine, as the case may be. You just stop stitch, close, and give it a good finishing. So when we are done, you get your needle and thread ready, and then tie your first movement on that edge. Make sure it's tight, and then from the middle, which is the midpoint, all right, just go through with your loose stitches from the midpoint. Okay, so you have to make sure that your thread movement is centralized. It has to be at the middle. Here is another trick that can help you. You know that line you use in sewing it, that straight line. Okay, if you position it very well at the back, you make sure that it is sitting on that midpoint. So when you walk through that part with your needle and thread, it will make that part that you sew invisible. Okay, so that you don't carry, most people don't get conscious of those things. You just do your work, the lines are showing where it's not supposed to show. I'm not saying that I am perfect, but when I'm teaching, I want to like tell you what you are supposed to do, okay, that you are not doing. So that's it. So when we are done, I bring my cap that I have already prepared and place the ruffles on it. Okay, if at this point you are still watching this video, it means that you love the video. Why don't you give the video a thumbs up? That will help other people to discover the video and also be able to watch the video. Remember that our major aim here is to reach out to as many that are interested in this business, and they should be able to produce for themselves. Okay, when people, most times they contact me, some people, if they see this video and hear this comment, they will tell you it's true. When they contact me, "Mama, please, I want you to produce for me to sell." I say, "Have you been watching my videos?" They say, "Yes." "So why can't you produce?" If I produce for you to sell, it's going to be too expensive. But when you produce for yourself and you sell, you are going to have your full profit from it. So please watch the videos again and again and produce. This is the encouragement I give to people. I don't get excited, "Oh, I want you to produce for me." After you've been watching my videos, I will not produce for you. I know what the things that are difficult that you can contact me to make for you, and I will make them. But there are things you contact me to make for you, I'll tell you, "Go and watch the video and please make it yourself." It's not pride. It's a way of encouraging you to build confidence in yourself and be able to do what you have to do to have 100% gain or profit from whatever you are doing. So it is not pride. If I have ever answered you like that before, please do not misunderstand me. It's not pride. It's my own way of encouraging you to take the bull by the horn. Okay, thank you very much. So I am sewing it, and while I sew, I just try to get systematic and make sure that there's something that you must consciously do while you are attaching any form of embellishment or design on your cap or whatsoever. You have to consciously make sure that your thread movement is invisible. This is where your professionalism come in. Now, lism or analytic professionality, yes, comes in. So you have to make sure your thread movement is invisible. You work in a way that your thread do not show. There are some videos I would have just loved to do, just say how you sew for your thread to be invisible. People will not watch it and it will look like a waste of time. So that's why I don't go through these videos. But when you do such videos, it will help your work to be perfect. But if you see me put a topic like that now, they'll say, wetin we want, can't do. So that's why I don't bother. But please try to make sure your sewing threads are invisible, and I'm always here to guide you. Okay. So this is just me fixing. When I'm done, I pull the turban together, to fit to the size I want it. Cut off my thread and I am done. Now you can embellish this design, though I did not embellish my own. Oh. You can go ahead, add stones on the ruffles, so that it will get a little bit of gling 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 gling, to get a little bit of glitter. It will now add a little bit of glamour to it. It will add a little bit of good finishing, and a an expensive look, because depending on the stone you are putting, this thing will just be transformed completely. Okay, so that's all that I have for you today. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, Creative Ends is always here to help. Thank you. Bye.